Yeah, he done gave her some of that.
He was giving her that pipe.
He done piped her down to the R&B music.
You know what I'm saying? Like they
Fucking
say,
around.
like they say, you know what I'm saying? In Canada, you getting that good thing.
But imagine, you this nigga Partisan Fontaine. So these the names I done heard. Tory Lanez, Ben Simmons, Drake, The Baby, Moneybagg Yo, Trey Songz, Wiz Khalifa, Michael B. Jordan.
Ooh, hit list, right?
Yo, thanks for tapping in with the Already Canceled Social Club. And I think you can see somebody going in the sink tonight.
Give us a like, share, subscribe, and keep that algorithm moving up.
That's what's happening. We're going to give it to you 1,000 though.
And it's your man's, you know what I'm saying, Brains, you know what I'm saying, once again, keeping it grimy, keeping it uncut and unfiltered, you know what I'm saying?
Like we always do before we get started, though, we about to light one up. Tonight's session, what we got? We got these OG runts right here. And these OG runts sponsored by J9, Swag 9. We on, let's light this shit up and let's get this motherfucking show started. So, as you know, Tory Lanez and the Meg Stallion case is going down. And we waited a little bit before we broke it down and got even into any of that. And really, though, before we go into any of that shit, I want to let y'all know, man, my bro, 2 years ago when this shit happened, the first time he heard that there was a Kylie Jenner involved in a party and some shit, this bro came in there and nigga told me exactly, basically what the details of the show and then everything is breaking down to see all the facts is coming out. So this is what he told me. So
I knew it off the jump, you know what I'm saying? It just, once I saw a couple clips of certain things in the social media world, I was like, I know it. I got the whole formula.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna go into this shit. We're gonna break it down. Let's get this shit cracking off right here. Let's go.
Downtown L.A. with the very latest. Sophie.
Yeah, hold up, Sophie.
Megan the Stallion.
Why they got my man looking like he from the Temptations though?
Got that David Ruffin courtroom artist portrait.
Nights like this, I wish. Shing. All right. Back to the court case.
Former best friend and assistant Kelsey Harris took the stand today. When she got there, she was granted immunity. And her testimony seemed to leave prosecutors frustrated because she answered almost every question with, quote, "I honestly don't remember." Tory Lanez allegedly shot the Grammy-winning artist Megan the Stallion in the foot July of 2020.
Downtown L.A.
Wait, this nigga said you shot her what?
Now I got to cut you.
Put that razor
Watch
away.
out, Tory.
Hold up.
I ain't playing no more. You put that fucking razor away, I'ma blow your goddamn pinky toe off.
Oh, now you're gonna shoot me in my pinky toe.
Blow it off.
I'm not playing with you. I will blow that little black, gnarled, crusty, dead motherfucker the fuck off your foot. Now put the razor away.
You must be crazy to pull your gun on me.
You gonna be the nine-toe having this limping this bitch in Harlem. You don't stop fucking with me. Now put the razor away.
Well, go ahead. Shoot, here it is. There it is. Shoot, quick, go ahead.
There it is. Big ass
There it
foot.
is.
Big ass foot. I think that's the same thing Tory was looking at, or whoever, but big ass Megan the Stallion foot. But all right, we're gonna go into this shit, man. Check these clips out.
They're in the car, and an argument breaks out during which Meg says and insults his skills as a rap artist. This leads to a situation where she gets out of the car and he shoots at her feet and yells, "Damn." And then she ends up at a hospital and a doctor takes out 3 fragments of bullet wounds from her foot. Now, if you just hear, and the prosecution says that Kelsey, the other woman in the car, is going to testify that Tory shot Meg. And Kelsey has a text message where she texts somebody that, hey, Tory shot Meg. And then the rest of the prosecution's case is based on all these calls and texts where Tory's like, oh, I'm so sorry, oh, I'm so drunk. He never says that I shot him. He's just like, oh, I'm just so sorry, I'm so drunk. It's pretty easy. Then the defense comes up, and man, it gets spicy. First, the defense goes, they're not telling you about half of what's going on. The most important thing they're not telling you about an eyewitness who saw 2 women fighting, Kelsey and Meg. And so let's talk about why them 2 are fighting. Let's talk about how she was in the front seat. The gun was caught in the front seat. Let's talk about how she might have gunpowder. She does have gunpowder. Let's talk about how this has nothing to do with the fight between Tory and Meg and everything to do with the fight between Meg and Kelsey. And then the defense starts dropping the bombs. He basically says this, that they're in the car. Yeah, they left, but do you know why they left? They left because Kylie and Tory were in the pool together. And Kelsey and Meg both felt some type of way about that, to the point that Meg felt really some type of way about that. Tory questions Kelsey, hey Kelsey, why are you backing up Meg for me trying to, get it on with Kylie Jenner? Meg has been snaking men from you your whole life. I hooked up with you, Kelsey, and then Meg went behind your back and hooked up with me. And Kelsey, this is not the first time. You have been hooking up with Ben Simmons.
What?
Meg went behind your back and hooked up with Ben Simmons.
Damn.
You've been hooking up with the baby. Meg went behind your back and hooked up with the baby. And so the defense starts dropping all these grenades.
Shit.
The crowd is captivated. The jury's like, oh, what's going on? And there's every reason to believe that there could have been a fight here, not between Tory and Meg, but between Meg and Kelsey. And the shooting could have not been Tory. It could have been done by one of the other people.
See?
When we walked out of that courtroom,
That was day one. This day two.
Every single person was shocked. Every single person was frozen. A lot of people were looking at me like, bro, tell me what is going on. Kelsey took the stand before she even started talking. There were fireworks. This started with Kelsey coming in and saying she...
Okay, hold up. Bear with us though, because we got a couple more minutes. But this is really a good depiction of what actually happened in the trial. You know what I'm saying? And this gentleman here, his description is going to be down in the bottom. His link is going to be in the description. You know what I mean? It's at Lawyer for Workers, but he did a great job breaking this down. And shit, if I had some problems, I'd probably give him a call though. Come fresh out of New York, the lady helped me out. Yeah, but bear with us on these clips. First clip, that was opening statements, and so this is some responses to the first day.
is invoking her Fifth Amendment right to remain silent and not testify. When someone invokes the Fifth Amendment, they have to be invoking it because if they were to testify, they would be giving testimony that incriminates themselves. She said, I will not testify because I would be giving testimony that I'm incriminating myself. That's what it means when she invoked the Fifth Amendment. Now, the government offered her immunity. They said that we will not prosecute you and use this testimony against you, so please testify. Her lawyer came back and said, well, that's not good enough. I don't want you to just not use her testimony against her. I want you to confirm to me that you will not prosecute her for any crimes arising out of this instance, out of this situation. The prosecutors said, yes, on the record, we will not be charging Kelsey for anything that came out of this incident.
Oh, damn.
And then she testified. I'm going to go over the whole testimony in the next video, but here's the piece that we just left off at lunch. The courtroom is just, I can't even explain the tension. They asked her, at one point, did Tory ever say that I'll shoot you? And she said, I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right, which suggests, they asked her, what's the context? When did he say I'm going to shoot you? She said, I invoked the Fifth, which suggests that the context was Kelsey was doing something, perhaps Meg was also doing something that would incriminate her. That's the context. That's what I get from it. That's my opinion. That's my read of it. For those of you who have been telling me that I'm biased and that there's only one angle to this story and that a man pulled a gun and shot 5 times at another woman and that the prosecutors haven't charged him with attempted murder,
right.
I'm biased. If you believe the story that a man pulled a gun and shot 5 times at another woman, he hasn't been charged with attempted murder, and now you have another woman in the car saying, I plead the Fifth. You heard the bombshell from this morning. Let me catch you up on the rest of Kelsey's testimony. They asked her, how are you feeling? She said, I don't want to be here. They asked her, what's triggering you? She said, quote, lies from Megan. She was asked, what lies? That I betrayed her, that I am a bad friend, that I took hush money. Was asked, how do you feel about the allegation that you shot Megan? She said, that's ridiculous. She was asked, how did you meet Tory Lanez? Me and Meg both met him at the same time at a Rock Nation brunch. She continued that after they met, Meg wanted to hook Tory up with Kelsey, that did happen, that Kelsey and Tory were engaged in an intimate relationship, that Kelsey got COVID, went back to Texas, and during the time she was back at Texas, having left L.A., Tory and Meg started getting it on. They talked about the night of the incident. They got to Kylie Jenner's house around 3 to 4 p.m. She was a great witness, by the way. She answered everything extremely knowledgeably, extremely truthfully. I believe every word she said. She never seemed like she was trying to hide something, except when she pled the Fifth, of course. Now, she's clarified, this was not a party. Those were just people hanging out. There was maybe 5 or 6 people before Tory got there. There was a lot of alcohol. She said at one point she did pass out when she woke up. Tory was there. They were all in the pool. They were having fun. She confirmed a lot of the speculation. Tory was hooking up or trying to hook up, flirting with Kylie in the pool. Meg was very agitated, trying to leave with Tory. Tory did not want to leave. She contradicted Meg's testimony. Meg said, oh, I don't remember ever leaving once and then coming back. Kelsey testified they all got in the car. They left without Tory. As they were going, Meg is rambling, being just weird, and then says, oh, I forgot my slipper. Let's go back. They all go back to get her slipper. Then they grab Tory. Kelsey didn't go in at that point when they went back. But when they came out, Meg came out with Tory, and Meg said to Kelsey, bitch, Kylie told us it's time for us to go. Tory drops the bombshell that he had been hooking up with Meg. Kelsey did not know this. The first time she learned this is in that car. That's when the argument ensues. That's when just lots of arguing is going back and forth. The prosecutor really tried to pin it down and make it look like the argument was only between Tory and Meg, and Kelsey was adamant that nah, everybody was arguing with each other. It was a mess. She confirmed that Meg was dissing Tory's career, his skills as an artist. This stuff all crescendoed. The prosecutors asked her about, was there ever a threat made by Tory to shoot? She said yes. Prosecutor asked her, what's the context? She said, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right. You can only invoke your fifth if the testimony that you are compelled to give will incriminate you, meaning that the context around the threat, if Meg will not tell us, if Kelsey tells us,
why
it would
won't Meg
incriminate
tell us?
her.
Why won't Meg tell us? That shit is crazy. But all right, we still got another clip. Let me see.
Doctor testified the idea that these are not bullet fragments in her foot, that's done. Forget about it. Those are bullet fragments. Every single person on that jury, if you ask me, believes that it was bullet fragments. How did they get there? That's the question. Kelsey took the stand. He was asked by the prosecutors, I don't know what the prosecutors were doing. If you ask me, it was a fumble this morning because they dealt with a witness who was hostile, not answering their questions, saying that she lied to them about all these statements where she incriminated Tory. And then that fumble was picked up on cross-examination, and the defense attorney looks like he's on his way to the house. The defense attorney starts with the immunity piece. Okay, you've got immunity. You're only testifying once you got the immunity. Understood. Then the defense attorney goes into this idea that she's been paid off, and he does a great job of establishing the fact that she never made any statements to prosecutors in all of 2020, all of 2021. This happened in 2020. She only made a statement to prosecutors in September 2022. And the prosecutors are using all this evidence of alleged bribes. That stuff was years ago. So why would she have taken money years ago and then September 2022 not done what she's supposed to do when you take the money, which is lie for Tory? And to be sure, that's like the first 3 minutes of cross, because then we go into gunshot residue. You knew before you sat down with the police officers and gave your testimony that you had gunshot residue on you. Isn't that correct? She said, yes. Defense attorney came back and he used the prosecution's own questions against them. The prosecution had asked, hey, why'd you lie to us? Kelsey said, pressure. Defense attorney, where was the pressure from? Was it from Tory? Nope. Was it from anyone on Tory's team? Nope. Was it from the defense team? Nope. Was it from the prosecution? Yes. That type of sequence of questioning sits in a person's mind and goes, gee,
wait. She felt prosecution from
pressure.
Prosecution pressure.
Right.
Okay.
They trying to get her to go along with Meg's story, you know what I'm saying? Corroborate Meg's story, you know what I'm saying? Whatever line or agenda they trying to push.
It just don't sit right, bro. Like the math, as they say, is not mathing. Like real shit, man. Math ain't mathing.
In a courtroom of law, it certainly seems like one side is winning. A lot more happened this morning. I'm talking about just a lot. The prosecution was straight up planting the seeds because I think there's a juror there that they don't like and they're trying to get rid of him. There was an issue about the prosecution springing defense evidence. They're just like throwing, oh, hey, we got this text message. I just found it in my back pocket. I'm going to use it. And the defense attorney was going nuts. The gloves are off at this point. There's a lot of cordiality. There's a lot of decorum. People follow the rules. Nobody acts out. But the attorneys on both sides, now when it comes to like, hey, can we get by with this? Like, no. I'm not okay with that. And, you know, they're saying stuff kind of out of order, out of turn. People are starting to feel that trial pressure. That's how it goes. Nothing is decided. Everything is an open game. You got to be on your P's and Q's when you take.
Facts.
I'll catch you up on what happened with
the
DNA
last
experts.
one.
So both of the DNA experts said pretty much the exact same thing with very minute differences. Here's the basics, and then I'll tell you what I think. So they both said that the magazine was tested, and there were 4 DNA profiles on the magazine, and you can tell that none of those are Tory's. So most likely Tory never touched this magazine. On the gun, they both said the same thing, that there's 4 profiles on the gun, but it's inconclusive. You can't tell if the DNA is Tory's or somebody else's. Now,
one of the profiles was
both
a woman, a
experts
female's
agreed
profile
that
too.
you would expect to see Tory's DNA on the gun if he had shot it 5 times. The defense experts seem to go further and say, look, if he shot that gun 5 times and then they tested it, you would conclusively see that he's on it. You don't see that here, suggesting strong DNA evidence in Tory's favor. Now, then the prosecution went to try to discredit the defense expert. He's like, aren't you getting paid by the defense? Don't you always work for defendants? He's like, yeah. The LAPD has their crime prosecutor, and then defendants hire private companies like
and they
mine
both
to
get paid.
do the forensics. It's like, oh, okay, well, how much are you getting paid? The guy's like $250 an hour. How much has he paid you total? The guy's like $6,000. It's like, oh, well, it was really kind of just like, look, there's experts, man. This guy's been doing it forever. He's like, are you accredited? And at the end of the day, the DNA evidence came out strongly, I think, in favor of Tory. We'll see where the rest of the trial takes us. There was one other part, the big part, which is that they never gave the crime lab Kelsey's DNA. And so on defense, the defense brought out this point that, hey, if you ever get a case file and there's 2 people with GSR, wouldn't you expect to get 2 people's DNA? And the guy's like, yeah, that would make sense. If there's 2 people who've tested positive for the GSR and we're testing one's DNA, we ought to test both DNA. Done.
I mean, that would make sense. You test both or whatever, but I mean, there was an officer that they was looking to find. He was supposed to be on leave or whatever, but they ended up firing him so that way the defense couldn't call him to the stand to testify. But yeah, the boy's crooked. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so all right, let me see. I'm gonna break this shit down. You wanna say something? You wanna start off?
I'm just like, from out the gate, they've been, the court of female public opinion have been trying to paint Tory as this, like dangerous, toxic man running around here abusing women and stuff like that, and they ain't even giving him no due process or anything. But as things have slowly come out through the trial and everything now, and a different set of facts is coming out and it's painting an alternative picture. Now they want to switch it up and say, oh, well, how come Tory wasn't trying to protect her and this and that? And I'm like, you can't have it both ways. It's like either he a toxic man or he was somebody that was there that is honorable enough to protect her.
Hey, that's today's modern women with this feminist shit. You know what I mean? They wanted both sides. No accountability, no nothing. But I mean, we all seen the Gayle King interview where she said she didn't even sleep with Tory. And maybe, I don't know, that she was like, because he's not her normal type, he's shorter or whatever. Or, I don't know, man. It could be some bullshit like that. Or it could just be some lying for this case shit. Right. She didn't think it was going to get this far or whatever. But I'm going to break this shit down from, let me see, just on some Meg shit. You know what I'm saying? What I see, a 27-year-old feminist who openly promotes thottery. You know what I'm saying? So that's her whole shit. And now she also has a domestic violence charge from a past relationship that she, I guess, beat some nigga up to the point to where some jail time had to be served. So she's not above putting her hands on niggas. So she'll definitely fuck up a female or at least fight them for sure. Now, her story's changed a few times. And at best, the lawyer said it makes her a problematic witness. You know what I'm saying? And she's the state's star witness in this case against Tory Lanez. So, I mean, whatever.
And not to cut you off, but I heard that her camp advised her to paint this picture like this so that she could get sympathy from her female fans.
Hey, it worked. I guess she went on the sympathy run, nigga, straight to the Grammys. You know what I'm saying? And she blew up promoting thottery and debauchery. So, like, now that everybody's bringing up your history to get character examination of you as a witness, now all of a sudden you're saying you're feeling sick and you can't stand it and you don't know how you're going to make it. Man, stop that shit, man. Knock it off. She is not a motherfucking role model. She's not a role model, and this shit is not empowering to our community, yo.
Not for my daughter. She's not no role model.
Pushing the fucking narrative that basically women can be men. You know what I'm saying? And we already know men sleeping with women and women sleeping with men is totally different. We are not the same, especially when it comes to that in our biological structure and wants and needs and shit like that. But that's a whole nother show. You know what I'm saying? Basically, I'm going to break it down like this. What's easy to do is never praised. period, and you think on that. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So shit. And then now Kelsey, based on the shit and the clips we just seen, you know what I'm saying? She tested positive for gunpowder. She invoked the fifth, as well as being granted immunity. She asked for immunity before she even touched that damn stand. Smart. Smart. She said on the stand she was threatened by Tory. She wouldn't give the context behind it because she said she pleaded the fifth, which means that would incriminate her. So the reason why he did threaten her and Meg, you know, it could be related to somebody grabbing a gun trying to shoot, and, you know what I'm saying, all that old dumb shit.
I'm just saying, somebody try to grab a gun
Especially
around
you know
me,
what I mean?
you know what I'm saying?
And I'm on probation or
Facts.
whatever for a gun.
Facts.
Yeah, so, but she did also say she didn't take any hush money, you know what I'm saying? And she also clarified that her and Meg did have an altercation, you know what I'm saying, outside the car.
And they ain't even spoken in 2 years.
Facts.
No kind of communication.
Facts. And the funny shit is, Meg, I guess, tried to do some shade online, and then in one of her tracks, like shit like that, Kelsey and shit turned into a rapper and shit, and she made a diss song and shit. In the song, she say, "Do your label know who really shot you?
Who really shot you?
Who shot you?" This shit is going his back, you know what I'm saying? But that's what it is, man. So look, we just gonna like just break it down as best we can and shit.
And then, you know, my man's what's his name again? Fontaine.
Oh yeah, we gonna get into Partisan Fontaine and shit. Especially what you was gonna say?
No, I'm just saying, like, through all of this, even though they got together after all of this went down or whatnot.
Well, you
know what I'm
think
saying?
when she got with him and they talking that relationship talk, especially before he proposed, because if you look at the picture right here, he didn't put a ring on her finger and she out there flossing that shit while she got her hip all out. You wouldn't even be out with me like that with my ring on your finger, but that's me. But he's down with it. But now, you think she told him I slept with Tory?
No. Because
she had just went on Gayle King saying she didn't. So
ain't nobody, no female gonna tell her body count.
No, not even a body count, but just Tory Lanez. We got this shit court case coming up. This is important. I ain't talking about my history and years past.
She pleading the fifth to her dude. You know what I'm saying? That's facts.
So she lying and shit. But anyway, and she got rich and openly endorses being a hoe. So how you ashamed and saying you feel sick and all of this shit and how people view it when you openly express yourself and display debauchery and thottery and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? You got that WAP, right?
It's just
you
like we said in a previous episode that we had about the MCU where she was on the that Marvel episode. She was all twerking and shit like that. I'm like, how is this supposed to be the star of female empowerment? To me, that's slut empowerment. That ain't female empowerment. Twerking.
I'm laughing because I'm looking at Tory. Look at this nigga behind her. yeah. I could tell she probably was hot. Like, this short nigga done cheated on me. I gave this nigga a chance. I got feelings for this nigga. Yeah, he done gave her some of that.
He was giving her that pipe.
He done piped her down to the R&B music.
You know what I'm saying? Like they
fucking
say,
around.
Like they say, you know what I'm saying? In Canada, you getting that good thing.
But imagine, you this nigga Partisan Fontaine, and throughout this trial, if this is what I heard, I know he done heard it, right? So these are the names I done heard. Tory Lanez, Ben Simmons, Drake, DaBaby, Moneybagg Yo, Trey Songz, Wiz Khalifa, Michael B. Jordan.
Ooh, hit list, right?
You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, he having problems. She having problems in a relationship, and she want to bring that up. And what's she getting sympathy from all the Megan Stan Stallions and shit?
Right. Oh, no. When a man does it, fuck out of here with that bullshit. Like you some type of role model for young females or whatnot. That's not the route. That's not the image. We're not going with that.
I mean,
I'm not supporting that. I'm not.
Yeah, she's in the fun category, for sure.
She not for the streets, but she for the sink.
I think she might just be for the sink, bro. Like, I'm gonna leave that right there for you. We warming that water up, man.
Get that water running.
She got them rat bottoms on.
Ooh, she got that Jergens special wash.
She rubbing it in slow, circular motion. Under that neck, circular motion. Yup, get a little of that gut down. But on a serious note, y'all. Well, shit, you do rat shit, you're gonna be in the sink on our shit. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I really wanted to say too, also? thank everybody that's tapped in, joined us on this mission. The social club is actually growing, bro. And I appreciate y'all. Excellent vision for looking out. Thanks for looking out. But if this is your first episode, hit the subscribe button, the like, and then share it with some people so we can grow the community. You know what I'm saying? Build on more shit, more topics, and just grow the overall conversation and discussion. Hopefully we can grow that into some happy, successful relationships. What up, though?
Hey, I just want to give my shout outs and my thanks to everybody that tapped in, everybody that left a comment. You know, we reading those comments. You feel me? So, you know,
yeah,
we taking everything into mind.
I don't know how many, you know what I'm saying,
you know
he said
saying?
tonight. no, I'm saying, I don't know how many I'm saying, I mean, he said tonight, or I said tonight. But again, this is our 8th episode. So we only getting better. The flow gonna only get better. We just got some new equipment too, on our way to 1 million. But right now we at 200 plus subscribers, and I appreciate every one of y'all.
Everyone. So, you know, everybody, you know, enjoy the holiday season coming up.
What you got for him, though?
Oh, I got a little something.
I'm finna roll up some more of this Runch from the Swag 9 right
I got a little something.
What you got for him? We're going to play a little something for you like we always do.
Tap into it, you know. All right, everybody, this is Feel by L.A.R.P.K, produced by Takade Fo. We're going to leave a link in the bottom. Y'all can check it out.
Yo, this beat got a nigga feeling like Rick James. Got a super freak with me and some Mary Jane. Different head to toe, I'm on my pimp game. And we got bread to blow, we doing big things. Work all week, and now it's time to play. If it costs to be the boss, it's my time to pay. Hella big-headed, and this I will say. Cause when we out, the stars are out any time of day.
And after I was getting my Ohio players on. Same old two-step, 2 new bitches though. Sock the shit out of nigga Ivan Drago. Unload a clip on a nigga John Rambo. Yeah, your bitch on my zipper, watch her download. NWA, pocket quick, West Coast. Brownsville, blow an ounce all in public. Get my Charlie Sheen on, everything clean on.
I stay on my square, but I'm far from Mason. Or shine bright, that's illuminations. Brains brown Guido, that's United Nations. 100 meter dash, yeah, that's paper chasing. We profit collect, that's us, you're listening. Money over everything, that's the mission. Diamonds on my wrist, yeah, peep the glisten. Bitches on my swag, they just love the sticking. Flip 2 chickens, call it finger licking. That's mad paper cuts from counting this paper up. Ha!